Roman Reigns is still the world heavyweight champion, but he doesn't exactly leave looking like a champ. Braun Breaker beats Seth Rollins. Danhausen's tag team partner turns into many small tag team partners. John Cena really does make a foundation-changing announcement and so much more. This is the Backlash recap on WWE Now, a WWE and Fanatics original production. We made it, Megan.
We did.
Backlash. I mean, you can't say it any other way. It's almost the one good thing about Backlash being over is that hopefully that earworm.
That's not good to me. I like that.
Yeah, but it's just
fun.
stuck in there. It's stuck.
It was great.
It's probably stuck in there forever. But listen, we're going to have Danhausen
I can't wait.
on the podcast. We talked to him immediately after his match. And I mean, if you think Danhausen is in rare form regularly, imagine just the emotions and ego after coming off of a win. It's great. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But before we get there, let's talk about a winner tonight that did not leave looking like a winner in any way, shape, or form. Roman Reigns defeats Jacob Fatu. There was a lot going on in this match. There was a lot of kickouts.
Yes.
I think that Roman especially didn't see coming. I think Roman was introduced to how different Jacob Fatu actually is. But ultimate, with the help of an exposed buckle, Roman Reigns got the pin over Jacob Fatu. Now, Megan, of course, there were a lot of people yapping going into this thing about how, Roman's not going to lose the title. Roman didn't just win the title to lose the title. While you are watching this match, at any point did you go, oh my God, Jacob Fatu really might win this thing?
Of course, it took Roman Reigns 3 spears and an exposed turnbuckle to put away Jacob Fatu. There were many moments throughout this match where I thought, are we looking at a Roman Reigns that's a transitional champion right now? Are we looking at Jacob Fatu, who could become the world heavyweight champion? There were so many moments throughout where I thought Jacob was going to walk out of here as your champ.
I mean, there's that one moment where he landed that Samoan drop out of nowhere and then hit that moonsault. And even then, that's when like the roles kind of got reversed, when Jacob for a moment was like, what do you mean he kicked that? That was my shot. I tasted it. I felt it for a second.
And so early in the match, Jacob Fatu started using that Tongan death grip.
I love that because that's
so early.
Because the Tongan death grip was such like a strong part of this story, and they spent so long like explaining, first of all, the context of it.
Yes.
That it was mastered by the tag team partner of Jacob's father, the Tonga Kid, who is Haku, and how everybody in the bloodline knows this move. We haven't really seen this move unleashed by the bloodline at all. Even Jacob hasn't really used this move before.
And
But
Roman brought it up because this is the type of thing you use at 3 a.m. at the bar.
What's the
when
context
it's
of it, right?
6 against 1.
The context of it is in, right, what you just described, desperation. But I don't think that anybody factored in from that camp that's exactly why Jacob is using a move like that. But it was also about, like how that isn't something you use against your family. Family has been such a strong part of everything that Roman Reigns has been doing this decade. But I think Jacob putting the Tongan death grip on Roman Reigns pretty much immediately as the match begins,
Yes.
like from the first point that they got to the outside of the ring, he started hitting the Tongan death grip. I think that's like Jacob's way of going like, hey, let me explain to Roman Reigns, let me explain to the audience, let me explain the mindset that I'm in. Now that we all know the context of this Tongan death grip, it has no weight on me. I'm going to use it again and again. It's at my disposal.
I'm not going to wait and keep it in my back pocket.
No hesitation.
We're setting the table immediately.
Right. Like there's nothing, like I'm walking in. It's not like,
This is the tone of the match.
right, this is not the type of match where it's going to be, okay, I'm going to wait. And if I really need it, if I really got to use it, then no.
We're going there.
No. Right now, just so you know, I'm walking in with that mentality.
And while Roman does still walk out of Backlash as your world heavyweight champion, I think what we saw tonight is the Jacob Fatu that Roman was afraid of his family seeing, that he didn't ever want. Because there was a time, right, when Jacob Fatu was brought up, no, he's too dangerous. I think we saw that dangerous Jacob Fatu
Wow,
tonight.
and it goes back to Roman's point about Jacob handling the pressure of being champion. I mean, Paul Heyman was on ESPN this week talking about, because, I mean, that's a pretty well-known thing, that like part of being champion is representing the company. And Paul Heyman was on ESPN this week talking about how like Jacob is not the representative that WWE wants as their champion. But I also think that every time Jacob hears something like this and hears this thing that he's been hearing all of his life, it puts him even more and more into that space. Well, okay, it doesn't matter if you want this to be or not. It doesn't matter what kind of cookie cutter shape you're looking to fill. If you can't stop me, then this is a moot point. This conversation means absolutely nothing, which I think is why that Tongan death grip came out so early. But then Roman going straight to working on that hand, going like, okay, I realize where we're at. I'm not going to sit here and try to go like, well, why would you do this? Why? No, this is the reality that we're in.
How can I prevent the Tongan death grip? I need to work the hand.
Right. And what does he do? Immediately, he's trying to break Jacob's fingers, which is, of course, what one would do. If it's like, if I'm worried about the Tongan death grip, but I'm fighting somebody, the best thing I could possibly do is break their fingers so he can't put it on me. Now, Jacob's fingers don't break so easy. That's the thing. I mean, if I put the Tongan death grip on somebody, it's not that big of a deal. I've got brittle bones. Not Jacob.
Small hands.
Small hands, too. There's nothing I can do with these things. Jacob, he's not in the same boat as I am. I think I loved the moment where we got the, Roman posted up in the corner, and instead of punching him with the traditional 10-count punches, which we saw from Roman earlier in the match, we got the 10 Samoan headbutts.
That was fantastic.
Which, I mean, for as long as there's been pro wrestling, it's been known that the headbutt of a Samoan is a lethal thing.
Samoans are born with
very lethal heads.
Yes.
That's just part of the DNA. If you look at everything that was going on, I think that the reality is that tonight surely meant a lot to Jacob, in the sense that like he just main evented a PLE with Roman Reigns. Like, he made it all the way. He went in a space where, like you said, there were people that were like, no, this isn't going to happen. That he never stopped. He kept pushing forward, and now he's main evented a PLE with Roman Reigns. I think that there was a lot of symbolism in his entrance with the lathe that he was wearing, with the garb that he was wearing. It was very reminiscent of, I mean, not just Haku, but the Islanders in general. It was very reminiscent of how we saw his father, the Tonga Kid, come to the ring, and how many members of his family have come to the ring like that. I mean, I would say that maybe not in that exact color, but I did not think of Umaga, another one of the incredible members of that Samoan dynasty, as Jacob Fatu comes to the ring. I mean, he is surrounded by the same depth that Roman has always been surrounded by.
And I think Jacob, especially, this is the same person that we talked to after WrestleMania, and we saw the emotion of him, competing on the grandest stage of them all, and in coming away with a victory. But I think shortly after the entrance that, Jacob was focused on not just being here, not just being in the main event of a premium live event for the World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns. Jacob was desperate. Jacob wanted to walk out of here as champion.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff started happening, right? At one point, the referee gets backed up into the corner. First of all, before we get to like how it all ended up flushing out, like, a lot of people were talking about the complications of the whole family at large. No Usos tonight.
Nope.
No Solo tonight.
No MFT.
No MFT tonight. No Tama Tonga. No Tonga. Nothing.
We had an exposed turnbuckle, and a little referee.
Were you surprised that there was no interference?
I was.
You were expecting interference.
Well, I did not want there to be interference, because that's one of the things that everybody always says. The haters, as you call them. Not me.
I do.
Not me. But the haters always say, well, Roman can't do it by himself.
Pocket checkers. That's what they are. They're pocket checkers. They go, Roman can't do it himself, and then they start counting his vacation days for him. Pocket checkers is what they are. Go on.
For me, I felt that it was important that Roman didn't have any additional help. However, because the Usos and Solo were so involved
And the
in this
MFT.
story, and the MFT were so involved in this story on the road to Backlash, I honestly thought it was sort of inevitable that
Really?
we were going to have.
I mean, yeah, because like, everybody's talking about Haku. Like Tonga and Tala Tonga are the sons of Haku.
Yes.
Like it's all connected.
It
here.
all adds up.
But yeah, you're right. I think that the other thing about this match was,
And especially last night on SmackDown when Jay was really speaking from the heart
Yeah.
to Jacob, telling him, like, look, I've been in your shoes. I know how this all happens because
what
I
did-
was you.
oh yeah, what did Jacob say? He said, "No, you weren't.
No, you
You're
weren't.
not me. You're not like me."
No. You're not
And
built like me.
I would side with Jacob on that. Jacob's a different beast, man. Like Jay has stood up to the family, and Jay does go from the heart, and Jay is a guy who goes emotions first sometimes, and Jay is a guy with that connection. But realistically, they don't make them like Jacob Fatu anymore. Hell, they never made him like Jacob Fatu.
I went from EBT
what I'm
to
saying? You
WWE.
see what I'm saying? It's a different deal.
I'm getting fired up.
Of course you are, because it's a different deal. Now we get to the match. They're fighting with everything they've got. Referee ends up, I'm going to say this. This Bennett, not a referee who knows a lot about positioning. Poorly positioned referee tonight. He's done a lot of great matches, don't get me wrong. Tonight, wrong positions.
Everybody has an off night, you know? Can't
But
be
this is
perfect all the
important.
time.
This is backlash. This is important.
Of course, yeah.
He ends up crunched up in the turnbuckle. Now, okay, would you say that there was a pinfall that was 2.999999999, and one could argue that that referee was slow getting down for that count because he had just gotten crunched up in the corner?
Listen, you know how I feel about referees and corruption.
Well, I don't know if it was full-on corruption. I don't know if he was specific. I don't know. This is a Becky Lynch situation. But he does only get 2.999999999. Turnbuckle ends up getting exposed, and Jacob ends up colliding with it, again, avoiding the referee before the referee could patch it up. And that is what, in the end, does Jacob Fatu in. Which, I mean, honestly, if I get where Jacob's coming from, for anybody other than Jacob Fatu, it feels like an all's fair in love and war situation. Like, the logical part of me goes, well, I mean, it's part of it, right? This is all part of it, especially when you're fighting at that level, when the referee's kind of letting things go a little bit, letting things slide, whether you meant for the turnbuckle pad to come off or not. It's all part of it.
Listen, I'm all for letting them play, you know?
Exactly.
You got to let them play.
Exactly. And then and we walk in knowing that that's probably the scenario that we're in. All that said, I also wasn't surprised that Jacob reacted the way that he reacted. And listen, Jacob is not this like unreasonable beast of a man, okay? He's frustrated after the match. He attacks Roman Reigns. Referee tells him to get off. Jacob gives him a light shove and goes, I'm not getting off. I'm not going to get off of Roman Reigns. It's not happening, so stop. Referee tries to pull him off again. Jacob gives him another push. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to leave him alone. I'm not stopping. So don't tell me again. Referee does it a third time. And that's when he ends up with a pop-up Samoan drop, which I did not expect to see an official get a pop-up Samoan drop. And that's when Jacob starts going after all of the officials. That's when Adam Pearce ends up getting chucked out of the ring. Super kicks are flying.
Do you think Jacob will be suspended for what he did to Adam Pearce?
I don't know if Jacob's an official Raw superstar. I don't know what these contracts are. Everybody has questions about contracts and whatnot. I don't know what these contracts are. The internet says they know all about contracts. I don't know anything about contracts. I don't know what people sign. But last I checked, before this title match, Jacob was on SmackDown.
He's been on both recently.
Right. And he didn't stop doing SmackDown in the build of this match. So, you know, I don't really know.
But regardless, I think there could be a case to be made for a suspension based on what he did to the referee.
What are you, a narc?
What
You want to tell the teacher?
No.
Excuse me. You would have suspended somebody for that.
Excuse me, can you collect the homework?
Like, yeah, you forgot to collect the homework. You would do that.
No,
you
I
forgot to
wouldn't.
collect the homework.
I would
you
not.
hear me in the back go,
Oh, those people are the
who
worst.
did this? I think a case could be made for suspension. I mean, why don't you go tell the board? Huh? And leave us all bored because of your suggestion. A case could be made.
People
For
have
suspension.
People have been suspended for less.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I think if you're going to treat people a certain way, it should be fair. Yeah? You suspend him. You go up to him and tell him. You tell him.
I'm not going to go
Tell
up to
him,
him and say-
Samoan Werewolf. You think, you should have thought about. And if you're mad about being suspended, you should have thought about that before you put your hands on an official. You should go tell the Samoan Werewolf.
I'm not going to.
You should be the GM of Raw. That's what you should do. You should be the one to lay down the law.
I think I'm all set.
You know what? Because I don't want Jacob Fatu off my TV.
I don't want him off my TV either.
You just like the rules.
Big rule follower.
Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I'm just curious if there would be repercussions.
Oh, really? You're a repercussions person.
Well, I mean, you saw what he did.
Exactly.
And
I
that's
saw
your
what he
tribal chief.
No, I know. I don't want bad things to happen to my tribal chief, but also my tribal chief was in a match.
Oh,
with
all of a
Jacob
sudden
Fatu.
now you're swallowing your words. Oh,
I'm not
whoa,
swallowing any
whoa,
words.
whoa, whoa.
My throat is clear. I'm not swallowing
You
any
need
words.
a tongue and death grip.
No, I'm not. No,
I
I'm
think
not.
you do.
I don't want ill to happen to my tribal chief, but my tribal chief stepped into the ring with Jacob Fatu. Okay? He's not just doing that boogeyman strut for no reason.
Oh, he keeps it 100.
Exactly. Now you're starting to make some sense. Okay? You had to know this was a possibility. And honestly, I think Roman Reigns, kind of went back to the old days of being like, I got to get out of this match. However I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Realizing, I got to get out however I'm going to get out.
And I got to keep this title.
And that's what I'm going to do to hold on to this title. And Jacob saw it. And Jacob took actions into his own hands. No, I don't think he should be suspended. Adam Pearce probably does, but good. He'll go to SmackDown then. You know? I mean, I guess we'll see. Look, I've got to tell you, SmackDown isn't the most pleasant place either. People looking for Cody Rhodes. Head on a platter right now. But Cody Rhodes is ready for it. You know, there's new Cody Rhodes merch that is available now. This guy is easy to find, but he's hard to beat. Cody Rhodes has a new collection available now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. You can grab yours and feel the adrenaline in your soul. Oh, look at this. This is awesome.
Oh, I love the color
picked
on
one of
that.
these up for a member of my family today at the Backlash store. The official Backlash Cody Rhodes Tampa shirt. Rep Tampa in the right way. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I got this
The Tampa
one.
Nightmare is what they call him.
Backlash, Tampa, May 9th.
Oh, I love that. What else do we got in the Backlash t-shirt department?
I like
Look,
the
we
colors.
cleaned out
These
that
are
store.
good.
Look, the eye was there. Backlash Tampa.
Oh, this is
2009.
a good
Oh, is that the
one.
event shirt?
This is the event shirt.
Oh,
It's
if
got
you are
Roman
in
and
Tampa.
Jacob, Trick and Sammy.
Oh,
Seth
love
and
that.
Braun,
Love that.
Asuka, Io, we got it all.
We got to talk about Seth and Braun. We got to talk about Seth and Braun because the fact is, I would say more surprising than Roman Reigns beating Jacob Fatu. Braun Breaker beats Seth Rollins tonight at Backlash.
I thought you were going to say the more surprising thing was that we got to see a back rack. Back rake.
A back rake. Oh, the
Back
back
rake.
rake.
The
I thought you
back
meant
rake.
I said Burt Bacharach was here.
No, back rake.
Oh, back rake.
Back
Yeah,
rake.
yeah,
I
yeah,
started
yeah.
to say back,
No, I know what
backlash.
you said. Lash,
back rake.
Long A's, short
We haven't seen
A's.
one in a while.
No. I like a back rake. I do like a back rake quite a bit. And Seth had to get out of the position that he was in. I mean, Braun Breaker coming out and paying tribute, much like, and that's interesting. I didn't even think about this until right now. Much like Jacob Fatu, you could see the essence of the Tonga Kid and what Jacob was up to. A very Rick Steiner-esque jacket worn to the ring by Braun Breaker tonight, and went for the spear. You talk. I mean, I guess plans just work. Thinking a lot like Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker went for the spear to kind of kick things off.
Yeah, set the tone. Also think maybe I can just saw him in half early.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah.
And Seth,
because
of
you
course-
know how devastating Braun Breaker's spear is.
Yeah.
How many can one sustain?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
would think
Braun-
one would be the most anybody could sustain, you
Yeah.
know? But he went for it early, and Seth was able to avoid it. This was huge. As I was watching this, I was like, man, this match is like 7 months
It was so good.
in the making.
Yeah.
Like this is the confrontation that we've been waiting for since Seth Rollins got beaten out of the Vision.
Yeah, it was that one afternoon. I believe they were overseas.
Yes, for sure.
My
For
jaw was
sure.
on the floor.
Yeah.
Didn't think the Vision was going to break up by lunchtime.
That's
they
right.
did.
And Raw ends on that night with Braun Breaker symbolically holding up what was then Seth Rollins' world heavyweight title. It was an amazing performance by both Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. There was the clothesline that Braun did, jumping from the apron to the table early on. I mean, Frankensteiners, Steiner liners, I would even call some of these. There was that one moment, right? Seth was able to hit a pedigree and a stomp. And man, this is why Paul Heyman is so valuable. Because Paul Heyman is willing to completely put himself on the line. Who knows
starts hitting
what kind
on
of
the apron.
hitting on the apron. He was up on top of the apron and jumped almost over the top rope to just try to say, hey, Seth, take a shot at me. Whatever you can do. Instead of pinning him right now, he knew if Seth pins Braun Breaker, it's over. Instead of pinning Braun Breaker right now, hit me, Seth. I'm the one that you're mad at.
And it's crazy because I think leading up to this, we talked a lot, well, at least I pointed out Seth's psychological warfare. Heyman, I mean, he's getting in Seth's head as well.
I mean, I think it's a little difficult for somebody from Seth Rollins' perspective to engage in any kind of psychological warfare when he's coming from such an emotional place.
Yes, especially as it relates to Paul Heyman.
It's completely as it relates
And
to
Paul Heyman, he's getting up on the ring and he's yelling at Seth. Seth goes to grab the chair,
Right.
and there's just this moment, like Seth with a chair at any time. The entire crowd just erupts.
Including
Me.
Oh, yeah.
So excited.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime Seth holds a chair, it's like, oh, the shield. Oh, my God, Seth with the chair.
You know what he does with it? He changes history with it.
He does.
And he's got that chair. And then, and I felt as though the Vision, we haven't really seen them, together
On the same page, not at all.
in a while, right? Even when they're not together, it's like, even when they are in the same room, Logan Paul and Austin Theory have this going on while Braun Breaker's over here. And Paul
no
Heyman
one
feels
was listening to Paul
distracted.
Heyman on Monday.
No. Well, Braun Breaker, I feel like, does, but the other two do not. This time, I guess they were on the same page because Logan Paul and Austin Theory, they come out, not terribly effective. They end up getting hit with chairs by Seth Rollins. Rollins gets back into the ring, catches a spear this time. And I said, oh, they caused the great distraction. But Rollins kicked out. Rollins kicked out of the spear, and I thought that was such an important piece of the puzzle because Rollins kicks out of the spear. The match keeps going. Rollins hits the pedigree. Breaker is able to block the stomp. It leads into a Braun Breaker spear, and Braun Breaker pins Seth Rollins. Now, not every single piece of this match was clean as a whistle, but ultimately there was enough there at the finish where it's like, Seth, man, you lost this match. Seth is 0-2 since he came back.
Which is tough.
Really tough.
Especially the way he came back because the way he got taken out.
And now, he lost to Gunther at WrestleMania. Gunther and Paul Heyman now have a business arrangement where Paul Heyman is seeing to it that Gunther's in the best position possible. Braun Breaker, on the other end, is also in the best position possible and also having Paul Heyman by his side. Somehow, in this, quest for revenge, Seth Rollins has positioned Paul Heyman into an even more powerful station.
And Seth can only say, I never lost the World Heavyweight Championship so many times now because he lost at WrestleMania and he lost at Backlash to Braun Breaker.
It's going to be real interesting. That's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to on Monday Night Raw. Seeing, the gloating happening for the Vision, because, frankly, they've earned it. And listening to, Seth Rollins, I want to hear, because there's no way he's letting this go.
He can't.
Where are we going moving forward with Seth Rollins? That's what I want to know.
Seth has to scratch and claw and find a way to get back at Paul Heyman because if he just gives up on this, then what?
Right, exactly.
Might as
right.
well retire.
Well, I don't know if he's going to retire.
But
he's
he
got a
has
lot
to
of
get
gas
back
in that
at
tank.
he has to get back at Paul Heyman
Or start from scratch.
and work his way to getting back at Paul Heyman.
Or start from scratch and realize I can't do it. I can't get back at this
Seth
guy.
can do it.
Here's the thing.
Seth can do it.
Having a singular goal can be a dangerous thing. Wrestling is a big area, and the WWE has a lot of things that need to get done. Having a singular goal can be a dangerous thing, because if you can't get the singular goal done, what is next? That's why having one goal, it's very romanticized in the sense, well, I was so focused on this thing, I knew I could do it, I knew I could get it done. And winners will talk about their singular goal, but you never hear the story about people who had a singular goal and then lost. Those stories aren't told, but they happen a lot more often than the people who win their singular goals.
You have to go back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
Back to the drawing board and figure something out.
Right.
Because, I mean, we just spent a whole week. I listened to you. You've been talking about it for days, about this interaction between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins can't even think about Roman Reigns. He can't even think about the World Heavyweight Championship until he figures out how to pick up a win.
Does Seth Rollins deserve a title match right now?
Absolutely not.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Absolutely not.
A lot of crazy things happened at Backlash. Tops Now is capturing all those major milestones and viral moments from the biggest events, as they always do before PLEs. Tops put out a Backlash poster card. Collectors who buy the poster card have a chance at receiving rainbow foil short prints and gold super short prints, limited to just 26 copies each. These poster cards are available only until Monday, May 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. As always, make sure you're following @Tops on social and sign up for notifications on Tops.com for the big moment cards from Backlash this weekend. Tune into Raw Recap on Tuesday for more card info and graphics. And I've got to tell you, one of the big moments that people were looking forward to was Danhausen and a mystery partner versus Kit Wilson and The Miz. Huge moment, the fact that Kit Wilson has a PLE match. The fact that Danhausen has a PLE match. And you will hear, you want to talk about haters and pocket checkers. You know those are my two least favorite types of people, right?
Yes. Oh, and then people who ask if the teacher collected the homework.
Narcs.
That's right. Narcs.
Haters, pocket checkers, and narcs.
In that order?
No. Depends on who I'm sitting with
Okay.
at the time. Although Danhausen's a little bit of a pocket checker, but that's a different. Somehow he has a charm about it. You know, once again, and I can't, bro. You know how I feel about this, Megan. You know, like when Obafemi sets this open challenge, right? There are people out there that go, why is Obafemi doing an open challenge? You mean you don't have any ideas for Obafemi? And it's like, dog, the last time there was an open challenge, we got to Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi.
And it
It was
ruled.
the whole thing. It's why Obafemi's in this position. Let the guy have his open challenge. Then they're turning around, right? What do we get at Backlash? We get a box. Somebody's debuting out of a box. And what do they say? Oh, it's got to be, you know, CM Punk or
Elimination Chamber you're talking
tonight.
about? Oh, tonight.
They did the same thing.
Yes.
But to your point. They did that same thing they did at Elimination Chamber. It's a box. It's only got to be an A-lister. And then a tiny little Danhausen comes out because his cloning machine didn't work right. And people go, I don't like this. And it literally took, you could hear it. It literally just took the match to tell the story, to be like, oh, wait, this is amazing. This is WWE. This is wrestling. That's what I was chanting. When Kit Wilson traps tiny little Danhausen back in the box, and then the cloning machine somehow comes back on, and then 7 more tiny Danhausens
And the cloning machine
run out.
worked for Kit Wilson.
Yeah.
It worked right.
For sure. Yeah. Well, it didn't really work right because it's just supposed to clone 1. It worked double good or 7-tuple good. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we
And
were
by
out there
the
on
end
the
of
floor
it,
and
by the-
everybody liked it.
Bro, by
Everybody
the
was
end of the
having
match,
fun.
by the end of the match, they're all going crazy for this Danhausen
fun.
again. And they're still going to tell you, I don't know what this is. Or they're still going to tell you, well, it might be working now, but it's not going to work later. Or they're still going to say, you got to be kidding this. And it's like, just if you're watching the show and listening to how people are reacting to it, it's going like, oh, this is literally exactly what this show is. The good
Entertaining.
guys are getting cheered, the bad guys are getting booed, and everybody's having a good time, except you. All right? That's on you, not on everybody else. You know what they need to change? Nothing. because the rest of us are having fun and you are miserable. But I say all that to say,
Very calm.
yeah, I say all that to say, we spoke to Danhausen
We did.
immediately following his match. And I mean, what a moment it was. I love that because we are here. We should have mentioned this at the top of the show. We're here in Tampa for Backlash, live and in the flesh for opportunities like this. Immediately following that big tag match, Danhausen sat down with us here on WWE Now. What an unbelievable thrill after his first WWE PLE match and first WWE PLE win. Danhausen, welcome to WWE Now.
Welcome, Thrillhausen.
Thrillhausen,
Yeah.
indeed.
That's right.
I mean, are you the leader of a faction now?
Maybe. Perhaps we could be called the Apocalyptic Protection Acolytes.
Hey, the acolytes at the end. No,
yeah,
that's
we could be
actually
called
really
that, or what is it? Dangerous Exhibition.
Dangerous X. And would you be with an E or
No, just
go
an X.
That's
Very-
great.
very
I love that.
extreme.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. X gonna give it to you after
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I think that's a good idea. I think we could do that. Or how many of us are there?
I believe
Is it
that
7?
I think that there were an additional 6 that Kit cloned.
Oh.
So
So there's
you
8 of
7
us.
total?
7.
Oh, and plus
So that would be the 8
7.
horsemen of the apocalypse.
That's right.
Yes, the 8
Yes.
horsemen. And what's better than 4? You double it. 8.
Yeah, more is better.
More is better. More
Always.
is more.
More is always more.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of something that struck me is like, okay, if we're following along with what's going on here, you have
With
the clone-
Io versus Asuka.
No.
Io
that's-
Sky versus Asuka's on. They're great. Can I say real quick?
Yeah.
Possibly the 2 best wrestlers in the WWE.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yes,
want
very
to
true.
Wow.
stay in this space.
Oh, I guess, but this is great.
No, it's a great match. It's a
Yeah.
great match, and I can't wait to break it all down. But
Yeah,
first,
okay, good.
Before we do that,
You're going to do a reaction video? I love those. They say nice things about Danhausen.
no, they love you. They love you. They love you. No, I'm trying. I don't know for sure, but
Oh.
but I was looking at this, right, and I'm trying to follow what's going on. I go, okay, you have the clone machine,
Yeah.
and then the clone machine doesn't work 100%, but it works
What do you mean?
enough.
Well, I did think he'd be a bit taller, but as you know, I looked up and I thought, oh, but what are we going to do?
Right. So Littlehausen comes out, and then, or Minihausen, or I'm not 100% sure what his
Mr.
name-
Bebo.
Mr. Bebo.
Yeah.
Mr. Bebo
Yeah.
comes out.
It's Mr.
And then Mr. Bebo goes back in.
Yeah.
And then more.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That's a Kip Wilson scenario, I think.
So but what happens to things that come out of the cloning machine? Do they at some point evaporate? Do they cease to exist, or do we now have small?
Well, what I would have
individuals
presumed is maybe when Danhausen left the room, Ray Phoenix walked into it. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
And that's why he came out a luchador. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Perhaps
but-
some sort of scenario came out. He's a Brundlehausen of some sort.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're not taking responsibility.
No, I'm not taking responsibility for any of that.
It did seem like when the
Actually, you know what? I will because we won. I did it all.
Yes.
Yeah, it was success.
But going forward,
Oh.
they're not your responsibility.
No, they
Gotcha.
can go do whatever they want to go to college. They want to go get a job at a pizzeria. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What a pizzeria.
They can
that
move down
would
to
be.
Miami. I don't care.
Sure. Whatever.
Some sort of multiplicity situation.
You're done with them. One of them loves pizza. It's
Yeah.
one of the
Yes.
later ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you seemed kind of put off by the idea of having a mystery partner to begin with, and I try to follow the lore of Danhausen. I know you're very business savvy, if I may say so, somewhat.
Send a lot of emails.
No, that's very good.
Chain emails.
love-
Send this to 16 people before midnight on Tuesday or you are cursed. Yeah.
And then after that, money will come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I call it the triangle scheme.
Ooh, I've never heard of anything like that
Yeah, I'm at the
before.
top, and then it builds up to me.
Right. There's
okay.
multi-levels to it.
Yeah. Everyone gives me
Wow.
$1, and at the top I have $100.
Ooh, that's like the opposite of what Trick Williams and Lil Yachty did after their
Oh.
match. They gave out money.
Oh, why would you do that?
I don't know.
It was real money, too.
Really?
Human money.
They did this?
They did. Same.
What?
I caught one.
Hey, they only gave you dollars?
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
gonna let you
I got one, too,
God.
but I gave mine to
I
a
would
kid.
never touch such a thing.
$1.
$1. I don't touch fives either.
No?
No. Sometimes tens, barely though.
Right.
Only
You're
100s?
20 and above.
Up to $1 trillion bill.
Yes. You ever see the 101?
A $101 bill?
Oh, it's very rare. I have one. I'll show it to you, but it's in my attic. Can't go there yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to go up there.
Oh.
It did seem like right. So you're money savvy, right? I mean, if I may say so, without insulting you a little bit, self-centered. I think people do have to be successful in this business.
Well, I do have a great abdomen. Is that what you mean? I have a self-center where I can hold myself up and lift things. Bro, get that shot right there.
Oh, wow.
You think Danhausen doesn't? This is Jimhausen.
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
Hey, is this your house?
This is not my house. This is a arena.
Oh, I was going to say, you've got your own fountain soda machine. That's great. You're rich.
No, I
That's
appreciate
awesome.
that. No, Danhausen, you've been to my house. You've been in my basement. You know.
You got a fountain machine since I was here last time.
That's right.
You got rid of all your toys.
Yeah. No, I sold them for the fountain machine.
You know what? That's a good investment.
Thank you.
Unlimited Diet Cola.
That's right. That's very right. But I didn't know that you were so work avoidant in the sense that you didn't want to find a tag team partner.
Oh, God. Who
because
does?
it's work.
Yes.
And then I feel like in producing the clone machine,
Did you notice?
Maybe the
He did a lot-
manufacturing
he
could have
did-
been rushed.
Well, he did a lot of my work, too. He was in there most of the time.
He did.
Yeah.
But I
was
secured the
in the
victory.
did.
So I got someone to do my job. It is called levels. I'm the boss up here, and then you delegate.
Right.
You got time to
Okay.
lean, you got time to clean.
like a Ponzi-hausen.
What's that? Like one of those donuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
filled with jelly. They come out once a year.
Yeah.
So do you still want the Miz to mentor you?
This is a loaded question. Next question.
That's fair. That was a little bit of gotcha journalism from Megan.
I don't know.
Someone's gotta ask the
I think he
serious
might be
stuff.
my enemy.
I
It
would
seems
think
so. He seems like he does not quite enjoy me.
No.
No.
However, though,
Yeah.
he is double Grand Slam champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
twice over.
Yeah.
Hollywood celebrity.
Yeah.
TV star.
Big time.
He hosts all 10 episodes of American Gladiators on Amazon Prime.
And they pay
Cody
him.
Rhodes watches it all the time.
He loves it?
He loves it.
I had
He's
no
watched
idea.
all 10 episodes every single day since it came out. Yes, he watches it on his bus. I snuck onto his bus and I caught him.
Oh,
He's
God.
watching American Gladiators over and over and over again, going, wow, Miz, you're great. Wow, The Miz.
Wow. And they're paying him per episode, so he's making a ton of dough.
Yeah.
So you're saying there
What was
are
your question?
There are things that you look up to him in terms of mentorship.
Yes,
Mentoring,
he's great.
yes.
Yeah.
He's
Miz.
just,
He
yes.
doesn't like you, though.
He's, a jerk ass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they said I used to think I couldn't swear to get on TV, but then I swore, and now I'm on TV still. So I think I'm allowed to swear now.
Wow, we're looking at the evolution. of
Yeah,
Dan
no
Housen.
swearing. I think all swearing. Just kidding, kids. Don't swear. It's
Okay,
bad.
good. A lot of people, when you got to WWE, so unfamiliar with your work, they asked the question. I heard this
Like
question.
the movie theater, like when I cleaned.
No, I didn't mean your previous
Did
profession.
me to make you a cappuccino?
No, I didn't realize. No. I meant that where you in your career in this world of professional wrestling.
Oh, that.
And they would say, yeah, no, I know. But they would say, can this guy even wrestle? That's what they said. They said,
They did
what are
say
you
that
trying
a lot.
to do?
trying to see if these come up, and then they reveal snacks.
There's no snacks and no.
You know, a rich person would have one of those chairs with the arm comes up and there's snacks.
Do I have any more
You
toys
gotta work
to
on
sell?
that.
What was your question?
People said, can he even wrestle? Can that guy wrestle? He's kind of funny. Can he wrestle?
Well, I won like 6 matches here. How
Well,
many
I think
matches
it's
have I
three.
had?
I think you're 3-0.
I think I'm 6-0.
6?
Maybe.
Well, you're counting tonight twice because it's 2 people?
Well, there was 2 of us. There
Yeah,
was 8 of us. I'm like 10 times undefeated.
Okay.
Okay. I
But
didn't realize it worked
does
that
it
way.
feel good to show this big audience on the ESPN app and Netflix
Yeah.
internationally that not only can you wrestle, you're clearly a very good
My
wrestler?
boots are falling apart.
I'm sorry.
See that?
Wow.
Right off.
I'd sell the sticker to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, does it feel good that you
Oh.
can show these people who didn't know that you're very good at wrestling?
Very good, very evil. You're going to say it on accident.
I knew you were.
Yes, it does. And then, we got the Fanhausens all wildly behind me.
That's true.
Well, I did.
You did.
I did with
You
my
did.
own powers because I'm so great.
Yeah. Did you feel like there was a risk tonight when Littlehausen was first shown?
Well,
because there was so much speculation about who this partner
Well,
could be.
here's the thing. People go, oh, it's confirmed it's Coleman Punk.
I
Oh,
heard
it's
that.
Oh, I did
confirmed
hear
it's Obafemi. Which, they're great.
Yeah.
However,
I was pushing the
who
agenda.
said that? Who put that responsibility on me?
That's a lot.
I didn't even want to find one. Why would I want to ask them?
Sam was pushing John Cena.
I was pushing
John
the
C., he's retired,
I did know that.
But
I was
after
trying to
he got
figure
the
out a workaround.
Danhausen rub at WrestleMania.
Oh, you thought he got the bug.
I did.
The bug
You
right
did.
away.
I did, Yeah.
but-
Came and stung him.
But then Sam wanted you to do all the work and Cena never tag in.
Oh.
Right, but you wouldn't do that.
You
no.
don't. No, you don't.
You
have to-
do the.
I want to do the least amount and delegate.
That's a great explanation.
Ba
The
ba ba ba
people-
ba ba ba.
Right.
And then, hey, tag me in.
Sure.
Boom.
Sure.
And then ba, take out.
I heard on the internet people were like, no, it's Jelly Roll.
It's Jelly Roll. It's Coleman Punk. It's Oba. I saw these were confirmed stories, by the way.
I saw that too.
All three within a week, all confirmed.
Were
I
those-
should have had all of them.
Right, but you didn't reach out at any point.
I forgot.
Right,
Oh,
it's not.
you had a lot
You
going
didn't
on.
want to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, you
why
had a
I
lot
didn't feel
going
like
on.
doing that. What do you have to pick up your phone and text someone?
Can you imagine
To
you-
send a business email? You think I'm gonna write a letter to Oba Femi? You think CM Punk opens his mail? He doesn't open his mail.
No.
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 I take it.
You take
You
CM
take-
Punk's mail?
Oh yeah.
What do you take it
Isn't
for?
He's
that-
great at merch, you know.
And does
Everyone's
he
always
send
got
them?
his t-shirts. I steal his royalty checks.
You do?
He owes me
Oh, why does he owe you?
because he stole my finishing move. I can't do it here.
Oh, wow, that was yours.
Yeah, that was mine. He was retired, and he said, "Hey, I've been doing this," and he says it's yours. And then he came out of retirement like 3 months later and took it back.
What?
Yes.
Did you go to him and say, hey, man, you should have a different finish. You gave yours to me.
I said you can use a snapmare.
Snapmare's
How about
great.
that?
Like,
That's a
that's-
good move.
It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
It gets them right on their butt. You just push them back down. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Previous to that, Danhausen's finisher was the pin. Yeah, you know, you lay on him. 1, 2, 3. You win.
You win the
Great
match.
finish.
Yeah.
That is a good finish.
No one
It
ever
always
complains
works.
about that. Yeah.
When it counts to 3, the 1, 2, 3 pin.
I felt like tonight's finish was kind of like a Broghausen kick a little bit.
Perhaps.
There's a little bit to
Perhaps it is a little bit of Brogue. He's big and powerful,
He's
though.
very powerful.
Perhaps
I
Shane-
thought he might be your mystery tag
Maybe
team partner,
Seamus Hausen could be a tag team in the future.
but That'd be huge.
That'd be
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
He'll
Yeah.
teach me how to. Boo! Fella! How about that? Listen, I need to find my jar of teeth, is what I need to do, because I really would prefer pour them in their mouth and then it's visually spectacular.
Yeah.
Because then I kick them in the mouth and their teeth go everywhere. It's wonderful. It's
Right, there's
very cinematic.
There's a
People love
spectacle.
cinema.
Right, the Scorsese.
Yes.
Cinema.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Yeah.
Absolute Danhausen.
I love that. I love
I like
that.
the one where people say absolute ass. That one's my favorite when it's bad.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the best one.
Do you feel like that kind of answers the question, right? I think that a lot of, look, especially the Danhausen critics, they go out there and they go, it may be working now, but what's this guy got left? This is going
This
to
guy's
get
gonna
old.
be burnt up in 4 months easily. Oh yeah, I've been doing this for like 8 years, 80 years if you really count. Hasn't burnt up yet. It just keeps rising.
It is
I
interesting.
started here, and then here, and here, and then here again, and now I'm here.
I remember that middle part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think people realize. They go, oh yeah, I remember he started asking for a blimp the night after Elimination Chamber. That's not true.
No, it
You've
was
been talking
many,
about
many years
blimps.
before that.
Yes.
And PT Cruisers.
And PT Cruisers, and my face on the side of trucks.
Right.
Which has not happened yet, by the way.
Seriously?
But there's WrestleMania still on the side of the truck, so guaranteed once they switch it, it'll probably be all Danhausens. Well, it can be Danhausen, Asuka, Danhausen, Io Sky.
You know what the benefit of this will be? It could be a bunch of mini Danhausens too.
No, I'm not giving them my ad space.
You don't want them
No.
involved.
No, if they want to pay for a billboard in Times Square, then they can be on it, but it'll be like off in the corner and there'll be a big Danhausen. Maybe they can be a bunch of pictures of the minis that make up a large picture of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
What is that
zoom
called?
in.
A pictograph?
Pictograph.
Is that what it is?
Pictohausen?
Spirograph. You
Or
ever see those?
Oh, yeah. Those are
We have Biggie on this show from time to time, and he said that at the Hall of Fame, he might have accidentally put you in. Did you get into the Hall of
What is
Fame?
he? Yes.
You
He's
did?
right here. That's
No,
Biggie
no,
is not.
he comes on the show from time to time.
Yes.
But
so
last
he
time
did,
he was on
yes.
the
He
show.
inducted Danhausen into the Hall of Fame. I walked the red carpet. He interviewed me. He said, hello, Danhausen. He's very well spoken. You are in the Hall of Fame. And I said, wow. Thank you so much, Big E. I never thought it would be you inducting Danhausen. I thought it might be The Undertaker because he seems to induct people.
A lot of people.
Always.
Says, hello, you're in the Hall of Fame now from the audience. He surprises people. He says, boom roasted or whatever after. And then, you know, you're
what
in the
he
Hall of
says.
Fame.
That's very, very true. Has he talked to you about the Danhausen sit-up motion? You know, people go harken back to this, like, dark, mysterious character
Yeah.
who then also sits up, seems to have some kind of supernatural abilities with the
How?
cursing and everything. Has Undertaker come to you and said, you know, you might not be ready for the Hall of Fame yet, but you are taking on the mantle?
I would like to pick his brain about how he shot lightning at people. I think that could be quite useful.
Yeah,
So if he could teach, I know how to do the sit up because how else are you really supposed to sit up, you know?
That's the direction.
I'm engaging my abdomen,
Your core.
my core.
Yeah.
So that way I can rise. See that? That's
Yeah.
called a delt. When you do abs, when you do abs, you get delts.
Oh, my gosh.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I would love to pick his brain on how to shoot lightning and how to ride a motorcycle and all the spooky things that he does.
Out over in the sports world, you have already propelled past the reach of even something as massive as the WWE. I saw you all over ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I saw that.
personalities on the radio talking about you, and you're big in Knicks fandom right now.
This
Then-
is true. Also, I am, as of this last other day, depending on when this comes out. I'm not going to give a date because it's going to be 2 days, 3 days, whatever.
No, it comes out right after this.
I am the ESPN Sports Hero of the Year.
What?
It's a year.
Yes, they bestowed this award upon Danhausen yesterday at the headquarters.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
So
a
are
thing.
you going
It
to the
is.
ESPYs?
Yeah. Wow. I won them.
You
I
won
them.
all
they
of the
gave me an
ESPYs?
Emmy. They gave me an Emmy too. So I'm an Emmy winner, a Slammy Award winner, ESPN Sports Hero of the Year, WWE Hall of Famer, WWE legend, Mr. Wrestling Mania.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. And the new GOAT as bestowed upon by John Cena.
Wow.
Can you believe it? In 3 months.
No, I can't.
Oh, man.
If you can believe it.
No, I can't. I really can't. Are you taking credit
Yes.
for the Knicks?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I take cash and credit.
No. I meant credit for the Knicks' victories. The Knicks have been doing
Oh.
very, very well in the NBA playoffs
Yeah.
into round 2, and hopefully we'll go even further. Do you feel like you reversing the Knicks curse?
So I cursed Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
which was not really cursing the Knicks. However, they were losing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I uncursed the Knicks, which they were not necessarily cursed, but I uncursed them.
Right.
And then they won 6 games in a row now.
I mean, do you have any idea how many people sent me Danhausen memes when Embiid got
I
injured
think-
for the 76ers?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Why hasn't Danhausen been invited to sit in between Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner?
That's a good question.
Well, there are a couple. You wouldn't sit between Timothy and like Ben Stiller or something. You'd sit
No,
between.
Ben Stiller,
Right.
Timothy Chalamet, Danhausen, Kylie Jenner. Who else goes to the Knicks games?
Spike
Oh,
Lee.
Spike Lee. Oh,
Spike Lee.
yes.
Knicks games, yeah.
Anne Hathaway was there too.
Anne Hathaway. Yes, we double uncursed. Anne Hathaway's tag team partner could have been Anne Hathaway tonight.
Wow.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
we both uncursed the Knicks that day. She wore a jersey on Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then Danhausen uncursed them, and then they started winning.
That's massive.
So it could really be either of us, but I'm going to take credit and give her about 25%.
Okay, so 75-25. That's still, I mean,
It's
that's
a bit much.
Did she get money for that?
Does she?
Yeah.
I don't know, but if she does, she
75?
better start giving
75 to
Danhausen
you.
his percentage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. Danhausen, before we let you go, because it's a big night for you, I'm sure you got to go celebrate. There was like a incident, and it's a little selfish of me. I hope you don't mind. It was an incident that resonated on social media.
Oh.
And certainly, a lot of people have come up to me in my personal life
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
I know this,
Over
yeah.
WrestleMania week,
Oh,
there's a video that came out.
are you talking about when you used your credit card?
Oh yeah.
No, you attempted. I didn't realize that you. Did you use my credit card?
Continue your question.
I gotta check a statement, but you
Spends so much, he doesn't know his activity.
you
Too
He's
too
buying
busy buying
fog
Legos.
machines, you know.
you know too much. You cursed me though.
Oh.
At the behest. I mean, Becky Lynch asked you to curse me, and then you did it, and my life has been in shambles. Is there any way we could kind of get around that?
Well, what's been
or-
happening? Let me hear about it.
I mean, it's just generally I felt like
You have Danhausen on your show. You don't seem very cursed with that.
no, this has been huge.
Yeah.
huge.
Twice now, to be fair.
The flight here was super turbulent.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh.
And I felt like that
In
probably.
danger.
I did feel in danger, and I felt like it had a lot to do with what you had done.
All right, so here's the thing.
Yeah,
You want to be uncursed.
I would love that.
How much cash you got?
I got
Got
the
me.
dollar from Trick Williams, but
I don't accept those.
I mean,
I said I take credit. What kind of cards you got?
Got big cards.
cards.
Yeah,
Like you would take the.
the credit cards. How many you have? Oh, look at that.
Oh,
I don't
that's
even have a full-size wallet. I just have a bag of credit cards.
Yeah, I mean,
What is that, a trading card pack?
no. This is my. It's my wallet. I have my American Express in here, but
What's the
that's,
limit?
That's
Hey, how much do you make a year? How much does your house cost?
What's your mother's maiden name?
You know what?
What's your net worth? Can I have your
think
social
I'm gonna
security
put this
number?
away. No. This is all.
Well, I think we'll wait on the uncursing then. But
Oh,
you know what?
that's
Here,
fair,
tell you
that's
what.
fair.
We'll put it in layaway.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very fair.
Yeah, I
That's-
take PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo.
But should the payment stop? Does my cursing
It
have
restarts the
interest?
curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cumulative.
Oh, it's what?
I don't know. I learned it from Magic the Gathering. I didn't quite understand it then. I don't understand it now.
Well, that's good to know. Danhausen, we really appreciate you
Oh,
giving us so much of your time on such an important day for you.
this is not a watch.
And no, that's just some wrist tape just to support the old wrists. In the
Old
ring.
wrists.
No, not like that they're old.
I come on your show, you insult me?
I didn't mean
Call me
to.
old wrists?
I didn't mean to.
Maybe you should
dare
get
you.
cursed again.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Hey, I'm covered in glitter from my cape.
Hey, well, Danhausen, you sparkle through beyond just your cape, your personality, your effervescence. It's really amazing.
Bring me back to that one.
No, not Evanescence.
Oh.
No, that's the song.
What
The
is
pilot.
what is
Sully the
Evanescence?
pilot listened to that song.
Oh, yeah, he did.
loved
I
that
saw that
one.
on a documentary, Nathan For You.
That's right. That's right. Danhausen.
Hey, is that Macaulay Culkin?
No, that's Steve Kern. He
Oh,
was,
Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner.
Oh, great. I can't see from over here. He's got a
No,
hat on.
You just saw a celebrity being introduced. You figured it must be Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love him. I met him.
Great guy.
Yeah, I saw Home Alone at a theater, and he did a meet and greet after. And I said, hi, I'm Danhausen. You're not cursed. But you know who is? The Wet Bandits.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely cursed.
And then they busted what's his name from the Wet Bandit. That's probably a different story. That's a different story. Danhausen,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Ha! Just kidding. Hello. Ha! You see, he didn't think I was going to do it because it was twice over.
Thank you, Danhausen.
You're welcome.
A big thank you to Danhausen for not uncursing Sam.
It's on layaway. I'm
N-
not technically
well,
cursed right now as long as I make the payment.
if you can come up with it.
I got to come up with some scratch.
Should we start a GoFundMe page?
I think so.
Bake sale for Sam?
I was going to let him hold $1 trillion bill, but I was afraid he wouldn't give it back.
You don't have $1 trillion bill. You don't make that kind of money. But anyways,
He asked.
I know where
Well, my
I'll be
annual
this July.
salary
The
was.
#1 sports fan festival,
Oh, yeah.
Fanatics Fest, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th through the 19th. And it is a must-attend event for WWE fans because you're going to be able to meet your favorite superstars and enjoy surprise appearances all weekend long. WWE superstar autograph and photo opportunities at Fanatics Fest are on sale now. Confirmed WWE superstars for photo and autograph opportunities include Joe Hendry, Trish Stratus, and Braun Breaker.
Whoa.
Fanatics Fest tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com.
Oh, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. And I want to shout out the podcast team here because you know what I watched just yesterday was Kit Wilson, who we were just talking about from this Danhausen match. Kit Wilson was on Cody Rhodes' podcast.
Oh, it was good.
Humdinger. Excellent show. And to hear Kit Wilson out of character, still explaining why he was against toxic masculinity, what it is. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. So check that out when you get a chance. Speaking of brilliant people, Asuka and Io Sky, absolutely brilliant tonight.
Yes.
I mean, no shock there. You had said, what did you say about
I
this
said that's
match?
going to be the match that steals the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best match on the card.
I mean, because when you talk about
And I told you it was a hot take. You're like, it's not very hot.
it's not a hot take. It's not a hot take because they're the two of the best wrestlers on the planet
They
that's
are.
ever done it.
They are.
Asuka and Io, and I might have been busting your chops a little bit, but it's not that hot of a take. But it is a good take. Is that
Thank
fair?
you. Fair. I'll take the compliment.
Yeah.
I
It's a
feel
good
like I've
take.
been beat up a little bit on this show today, so I'll take the compliment.
You said you were glad Danhausen didn't fully uncurse me. I'm
I
also
am.
getting okay. Well, see,
I
that's
am.
rude. That's rude. But I mean, you were 100% right.
Yeah, it's
Is what
great.
it is to say. It was unbelievable seeing these two go.
We
and
haven't
just-
seen Asuka in a PLE match in a long time. A singles PLE. Io either.
Neither one of them.
Yeah.
Have been in a singles PLE match in a long time, and for these two to just be in the ring one-on-one, strip everything away, and command the attention on look at the match that we were able to pull off. I thought it was great, and I've got to tell you, the missed block
Oh, with the paper
by
on the announce
Io.
desk?
Yeah. Picking up that portfolio and blocking it with the commentary notes was just brilliant.
So good.
And Asuka just kind of standing there going like, because you can't block Mist because it's not like you put the hands in front of your face. Mist is still going to get through.
yeah, I mean, that's such a crafty move, right?
Yes.
To just utilize the notes. I do feel bad for Michael Cole with his notes.
Well,
Missed
he should,
it all
he
over.
should know it. He should know it anyway. He shouldn't need all those notes.
No.
He's been doing it long enough. But, as a matter of fact, if they put Mist all over my notes, I'd keep it as a souvenir.
We didn't talk about this earlier, but
This
did
is
you know
real
he was
Asuka.
screaming "Call the cops" in when Jacob Fatu was attacking?
Roman Reigns?
Yeah,
he screamed that? I
Yeah,
did not
on
know
commentary,
I
screaming.
did not know that. No, that's a little much. That's a little much. But I will say that, fabulous match. And I think it puts both people, but specifically EO, in definitely a different category moving forward. I want to talk about Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. Before
too.
we do, let's talk about stepping into the fallout of WrestleMania with WWE Slam Backlash Box, featuring a dynamic mix of base cards and premium hits. This release captures the intensity, rivalries, and momentum shifts that shape WWE's next chapter. Chase must-have signatures and dual signature cards from top talent alongside visually, striking tilt cards that bring the action to life. Look for exclusive inserts like Tampa TakeOver and Aftershock, highlighting superstars that left a lasting impact in the wake of WrestleMania. Download WWE Slam by Topps now in the App Store and Google Play. And it was a big United States Championship match. First of all, going into this thing, I need to know, where do you stand, Megan Morant? Are you pro gingerbread man?
Pro.
Or are you anti gingerbread
I am
man?
pro gingerbread man. Pro gingerbread man. I loved the funeral segment.
You did.
I loved everything about it. And
love to hear this.
I hear all the haters on the internet. Oh, this is stupid. Oh, I
See?
don't like this. Oh, this isn't fun. Oh, we need a serious story. And I just have to say, I think the world of both Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. Trick Williams has been so undeniable ever since he arrived.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. But Sami Zayn has just this ability to really do it all when it comes to storytelling. We go back to conspiracy theory, Sami Zayn, that was beyond entertaining. You go back to what he did with Johnny Knoxville. You go back to when he was silly initially as the honorary Uce in the bloodline.
You mean when he was feeling Uce?
Absolutely, when he was feeling Uce. We were all having a great time with that. But then he takes it to such a serious level and tells us this unbelievable story that had literally everyone on the edge of their chair in Montreal saying, I think Sami could actually do this tonight. Then
You're talking about the Roman Reigns match.
absolutely, yes, 100%. And then he goes into more serious stories and he can come back and do something that is fun, like the gingerbread man, get a response, and have everybody booing him.
I also think, I would argue that it is a serious story because Sami Zayn has taken it seriously throughout. Like, within Goof world,
Yes.
Sami Zayn is the voice that's sitting there going, this is so unserious. Like, why you're mocking me? This is ridiculous. This is absurd. Like, the idea that, like, sometimes there are layers to this. The idea that it is absurd is what is bothering Sami Zayn. Therefore, it should be absurd because Sami Zayn is bothered. You know what I'm saying?
And I love the absurdity of it. And I love Sami's response to it.
Right, being bothered by the whole thing. Sami Zayn coming to the ring, and I think it was his kick pads. It was either his kick pads or his knee pads that said ride or die on it. Because, I mean, there is something like so, I don't want to say funny because that seems mean, but the idea of Sami going like, I know my ride or dies are out there. And they're just, you don't hear them. Mm-mm. They're just not there. And you wonder if they are there. You know what I mean? And I would say that the Gingerbread Man story has been a great opportunity to see if they are there, right? Like to hear this pocket of criticism towards this and go like, okay, if you are criticizing that,
Let's
be a
hear
ride or
you.
die for Sami.
Let's hear you.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just don't hear it.
I will say it's hard when Sami Zayn's music hits, just because what happened in Montreal and what happened with the Bloodline was so iconic that every time his song hits, I do sing along and I headbutt a little bit. But as soon as I see Sami in the ring with Trick, I go, boo.
And it's so interesting that you say that because I found the same thing.
Yes.
Let's go. Boop, boop, boop. But I was talking to this musician named Doug Lust who does Nick's songs.
Mm-hmm.
I had him on the wrestling show because he's obsessed with wrestling and wrestling themes and everything. And we were talking about that. And like, I was talking about how that's happened for Sami, that happened for Seth, that's happened for multiple people, that they are villains, they are bad guys, and we boo them, but we sing the song. Mm-hmm. And does that kind of does that connection with the song get in the way of them being a real villain? And he said, and I think he was right, that no, that like, that's the thing about music, that sometimes wrestling fans myself, and I would put you in that category as well,
Thank you.
included, are Pavlovian in the sense that we are not even necessarily responding to the character. If we're singing Sami Zayn's song, we're not cheering for Sami. We're Pavlovian in the sense that we are trained to have a response to that song.
Because we
It is
know it.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do. You go to the show, you sing along with that song. And when the song turns off, I'm booing that guy. I'm cheering for the song, not for you.
And that's
I
exactly
don't
the
think it
experience I
disrupts
had.
the story.
I had that exact experience.
Right.
When Sammy's music was playing, I was singing along. And then as soon as Trick enters the ring and there's these two men and Sammy needs to, like, Trick's music didn't even stop and Sammy's ready to go at him.
Yeah.
I'm booing as loud as I can.
100%. Lil Yachty got involved, hit Sami Zayn with a peppermint kendo stick.
I love that Lil Yachty is still around.
Well, what do you think about the fact that Sami Zayn decided to just destroy Yachty with a kendo stick and then hit him with a haluva kick?
It was uncalled for.
But he hit Sammy first with the kendo stick.
He did hit Sammy first, but
He got involved. I'll tell you what, I say it was not, I can't say it was uncalled for, but it wasn't smart
no.
because going after Lil Yachty is exactly what Trick Williams needs to
It's
get
not going to
up.
get to the United States title.
No. It's
You gotta
the
beat
only thing
Trick.
it's going to get is a knee to the face. And Trick Williams not only won, pinned Sami Zayn again, but he threw out dollar bills. They're real dollar bills in case anybody was asking. I got one. You should have seen this narc over here.
Oh.
Yeah, and then, by the way, I caught it right out of the sky. Right, and Megan was reaching for it too. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. I got it
did.
right out of the sky. And she goes, you're not going to give it to a little kid? I go, a little kid? What's a little kid got to spend money on? He's asking for his parents for everything.
Well, and then I got one a little later. Did not catch it. Picked it up off the
Picked it up
ground.
off the ground. You didn't
And you
catch
want
it.
to
You
know
didn't
what
have
I
arms
did?
like me. What?
I gave it to a kid.
I know you gave it to a kid who already had 6 of them.
Good for him.
Who's like, what is he going to be like? Oh yeah, this is the 7th one. This is the one that lady gave me. I don't think so. You know,
Well, what are you going to do with one single dollar?
I'm going to invest it, and I'm going to turn it into many dollars. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in to maybe some kind of a Roth IRA, something that's like dependable.
Oh,
and
here
over
we are.
time, I'm going to turn it.
And you
into-
called me a narc.
No, that's
Why
not
don't
a
you go
narc
buy
thing to
yourself
do.
a soda or
No,
candy bar?
no.
Do something fun.
No, because I'm
live
like,
a little.
No, I'm like Jacob.
No,
I'm like
fiscal
Jacob
responsibility.
Fatu. Fiscal responsibility. I'm like Jacob Fatu. I'm trying to put my family into a bigger house.
It all starts
but
with
I'm trying
$1.
to do it over the course of many, many years. So I'm going to put it into something that is sustainable.
Bitcoin?
No. As an investor, I'm fairly risk averse, but I'm gonna put it into something a little bit more dependable, and over time, it's gonna become 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna
Million?
have just as many singles as that kid did that you gave. Except I'm gonna do it the right way, not
You're not taking free handouts from ladies out on the floor?
ladies on the floor. No, I am not. No, I am not. Before we go, John Cena had a huge announcement that he made.
Again, this was another one. A lot of the haters on the internet. Oh, it's not going to be anything good.
That's what they sound like to you?
Oh. Yes, just
so
like
funny.
that. Oh, it's going to be about Club WWE. What else is it? No, it was actually groundbreaking, historic, and I'm very much looking forward to this happening.
Well, the John Cena Classic is on his way, or on its way, I guess. But John Cena's on his way to it as well. I really thought that this is so interesting because not only does it bring in what he did at Saturday Night's Main Event, which was clearly effective in the sense that, Saul Ruka and Obafemi and Javon Evans were all a part of Saturday Night's Main Event, now all a part of the WWE main roster. And it's something that we are already kind of reflecting on with all of that. But making that into something that is what sounds like to me an annual event, the John Cena Classic, that with it has a championship. But I think it's so unique because in this world of pro wrestling, there's always been a conversation about, is there a way for people to get victories or losses or championships or awards without it being part of a story? You know what I mean? And I think John's way of finding it where these events will happen and based on performance, not wins, losses, not whatever, just performance in the art of wrestling, that fans will be able to vote as to who will walk home with that John Cena Classic championship. And I think that that's going to become a very, very meaningful thing.
Yeah, and every participant qualifies. They can receive votes, even if they do lose. And it sounds like this is going to be an annual.
It's also very interesting
event.
to me that, like, John Cena is the person who values the voice of the fan. John Cena is creating this thing where he's giving the primary voice to the fans. John Cena is the guy who, for a lot of his career, had a difficult time with the voice of the fan. And I don't mean he had a difficult time in the sense that like he didn't get a response or he didn't like the response. I mean that the response that fans gave John Cena did not line up with the intended response that was there for John Cena. And I think the idea that a good guy who spent so much of his career getting booed has reflected upon that and created an opportunity for fans' voices to get louder is a really interesting thing that deserves to at least be pointed out and some greater analysis. That you would come out of that experience going, you know what, it's good that they have their voice. I think it shows it shows the how big of a person John Cena is and how evolved he is.
And I think it's also a great way for giving back to the business and giving younger stars, whether they're in NXT, Evolve, LFG, wherever they may be, younger people on the main roster, giving them an opportunity to have the fans recognize them and have this platform and have this stage.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. Well, Backlash was tremendous.
Backlash.
We will be back in 48 hours
Ooh.
after Monday Night Raw with another Raw recap here on WWE Now. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you are liking and commenting on YouTube and everything. Thank you to Danhausen, and we will see you on Monday night, Tuesday morning here on WWE Now.